knocks him out of bounds as he hits to the 34-yard line.
He's got him guessing right now, Jimmy. He's using whatever play seems to be the effective thing to do right now. He's working on the linebackers, complimenting Reagan's running the ball, throwing little choppy passes off play number action, giving it to Boozer on sweeps. He's got everything going his way. Here we go. This is what happens when you're playing with the linebackers going the wrong way. You get burned.
Emerson Boozer runs into a few folks, led by Pat Toomey and Earl Edwards. And it'll be second down. Terry Metcalf has just returned a punt 68 yards for a score. The St. Louis Cardinals lead New England 7-3, 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. Baltimore leads Cleveland on a Don McCauley run, 7-0, with a minute to go in the half. And you probably have heard that Pittsburgh leads Cincinnati in that big one 10-3. Bradshaw threw the Swan, the only touchdown of the game. Second down and 8 from the 32. Namath's going to keep the football. Lots of time. Looks, throws into a crowd intended for Barkham. 3 defensive men there, and the ball bounces away. Croker broke it up. It's third down and 8.
Take a look how this is the same play that he threw a little bit late to Barkham before. This time Barkham is kind of hesitating, letting all the flow clear out. Now Scorpion is the man who makes this play, keeps it from being effective. He comes back right off of his own assignment, jumps right in the way of the ball, and it was collision time.
A lot of people probably saw Bo Cornell with his hand wrapped firmly around the jersey of Barkham before he could get off the line of scrimmage.
Good way to keep him there.
However, the officials did not see it, so it's third down and 8. Namath, he's been protected well today. Down the field, Bell is there! Touchdown!
You can see that play developing from the huddle. They've been running outs, Steady. Bell, this time he made the full pump, let Bell run his whole route. We can take a look here. If he cut it off too short, it might not have been effective. Now to take a look, he's got him beat right now. It's over. Green is a very tough man to beat, but Bell beat him. Ball's right on the money, 6 points.
Well, the sellout crowd at Shea Stadium can't believe it, but they love what they see so far. But we've got nearly 27 minutes of play yet. Leahy comes in. He's been doing a lot of work this afternoon and adds yet another point. And with 11:54 to go in the third quarter, the New York Jets, touchdown underdogs, lead 23-7. Receivers. Seymour, the tight end. Bowling Green, the tackles. McKenzie and Delamolo, the guards. And Montler at center. Ferguson to throw on first down time. He hits Braxton. First down. Braxton across the 45 to the 46. Roscoe Word makes the stop.
You know, actually, in the first half, New York fooled Buffalo in that they really stopped their running plays on first down and second down and just kind of dared them to throw the ball. Buffalo didn't do it as often as they might have. I think for sure we can see them doing it all during the second half.
That is Darrell Austin, our reserve guard. First-year man out of South Carolina, and that is, guess who? Broadway Joe. First down from the 46. Buffalo now trying to march back into this ball game. Ferguson, O.J. Simpson steps out of bounds, and that's a gain of about 3. I've got one for you, Broad. 1:14 to go, third quarter. John Hadle has passed to Barney Smith for a 7-yard score. Green Bay, 17. Minnesota, 14.
These guys are becoming miracle men.
Second down. At the moment, there are 2 undefeated teams in the National Football League, Minnesota and Cincinnati. And at the moment, both are losing today's ball games. Cincinnati to Pittsburgh, Minnesota to Green Bay. Second down and 8. Our score is 23-7, the Jets. O.J. Simpson lost the football, picks it up, keeps on going, and gets it for a first down to about the 35, 34-yard line. The ball took a perfect bounce, which is hard to do with an oblong object. It bounced right on its side and came right back up to it.
Let's take a look. Simple little draw play that wasn't effective in the first half. Now they expect him to throw a little more. The hole opens up. No man I'd rather have. I don't care if he dribbles it for a while or not.
Godwin Turk is a little bit injured and may go off the sidelines. And he is, and John Ebersole, 55, is coming in. O.J. needs only 6 yards to pass Leroy Kelly as the 4th leading rusher of all time. He's not had a great day here today, but he's having a good enough time. First quarter's just over. Dan Pastorini of Houston has passed to Ken Burrow for 77 yards in the score. Houston 7, Kansas City 3 at the end of 1 quarter. O.J. now has rambled for 52 yards. First down at the 44. O.J. gets down to about the 40.
People got excited, Jim. They thought that Buffalo was in motion. Nothing was called.
Darrell Austin, who went out injured with that angle, they're taking it in for x-rays to see how good or how bad it is as far as the injury is concerned. Newsom, Barzalauskas, Gallagher, and Neal the front 4. Ebersole, Reese, and Wood the linebackers. Salz and Word on the corners, and Taylor and Howell the safeties for New York. Second down and about 6. Ferguson looking and throwing to Chandler. Fine catch. Chandler still on his feet inside the 15. And it's first down from about the 12-yard line for Buffalo.
Excellent play. That time Ferguson looked out to Seymour, who he's thrown often to on a flat pass, faking that sweep, and hit Chandler right on the money.
And for the second time, Broad, in a couple of plays, we have another linebacker for the New York Jets down. Turk has limped off. Steve Reese is down right now.
They're not too healthy starting the ball game. If they get another fella injured, it's certainly not going to help their cause.
Rivers, who backs him up in the middle, has a bad leg. And I would imagine they would switch Ebersole over to the middle. I don't know what Charlie Winter would do in this case. Rich Lewis is hurt. Rivers is hurt. They didn't start. Not expected to play today. Godwin Turk has limped off, and Reese is now hurt.
Well, he's got 5 what he considers to be excellent defensive linemen, and he may just play with 5 linemen. You don't see it very often, but they may.
Well, that's Charlie Winter's problem. Rich Zaros kicked a 36-yard field goal. New Orleans leads Atlanta 3-0. 11 and a half minutes to go in the second quarter. Turk is now coming back out on the field. Norm Bulash has scored on a 20-yard run. Miami now leads Chicago 17-3. With timeout here, we've got 9:16 to go in the third quarter. And the New York Jets lead the Buffalo Bills by the score of 23-7. Throws the ball and has Chandler. Touchdown. Flag down at the 11-yard line. And Barzalauskas is raising his hands like there's a holding penalty, which there is.
Well, you know, he thought they held him. They've been holding him all day as far as all defensive linemen are concerned. It's a very critical time to get it called.
Chandler, well, let's watch it again.
Take a look at 77 and see what happens. Yep, what happened is in the blocking, he got his arm caught in between DeLamalures, and that's, I don't know if he'd have been close to the thrower anyway, but it's a very difficult time to have it called.
It's going to be third down and 21, as you called it, and as we saw it, it was DeLamalure with his arm around the arm of Barzalauskas. Oh, it's 23-7. And the Buffalo Bills are still knocking, but from this time from 21 yards away. Ferguson hit, keeps running. Now throws the ball to Braxton, who steps in for a score, but he had crossed the line of scrimmage.
That's right.
Before he threw the ball. Ferguson forgot where the line of scrimmage was. An illegal forward pass will be charged.
I know when they look at the films, Jim, they're going to say, hey, maybe you could have run it in, Joe, but everything kind of compresses when you get down there, and he had to run it all the way to the goal line. He did the only thing he could, except he could have stayed a couple yards farther in the backfield. You see him get loose of a real good pass rush. He's trying to set something up. He finds Braxton in the corner, hits him just a little over the line of scrimmage.
An illegal forward pass. That's the signal. You don't see that too often in the National Football League, but it's a loss of down, which is that signal. And so now it is fourth down. And John Leipold comes on in this 23-7 ball game. But still a lot of time to go. Nearly 8 minutes in the third quarter. But 2 touchdowns have been taken away on 2 penalties, holding an illegal forward pass. And there goes Steve Reese. I told you he was hurting.
I think it's a little worse than a Charlie horse, too.
This will be an attempt of 40 yards, Chandler to hold. From 40 yards out, it is good. Leipold has his first field goal of the afternoon. And with 7:54 to go, third quarter, New York 23, Buffalo 10. Crowds have crept in for the first time this afternoon. Steve Davis is deep, Picone on the far side, and Taylor on the near side. Weatherman says we may have some showers this afternoon, but it's quite warm, near 70 degrees. And quite a ball game. 23-10 New York. Buffalo kicking off. Davis tracks it down near the goal line, takes it 1 yard deep. To the 10, breaks outside, cuts inside, and gets out to the 26-yard line. And that was a very fine run back. Of 27 yards by Steve Davis. Namath and company, with Boozer and Riggins come out, Barker and Bell and Castor, Woods and Hill, Rasmussen and Petts and Mulligan.
If Buffalo's going to get back in the game, Jim, this is a very critical series. They haven't held them without making at least a few first downs all day long, and they're going to have to do that because they have to get their own hands on that football to get back in it, and Joe's kept it away from them all day.
First down from the 26. Boozer's in that backfield. Carl Garrett not playing at all today. Riggins carries the ball. No flag. Looked like a couple of men jumped. Garrett has been bothered with his shoulder. And Boozer had never played before today.
71. Mike Kadish.
Second down and 8. Kadish made the stop of John Riggins. Steve Reese, a severe bruise to his side, and they're taking him in for x-rays. Bell goes out to the right. On second and 8. 7:10 to go, third quarter. That's Riggins. Frank Oliver finally tracks him down, but he's got the first down. Out to the 38-yard line.
Let's take a look at Riggins picking up an extra 7 yards on this play. Had Oliver been able to continue his path, he's responsible to contain him. He went for the fake, and it allowed Riggins to get outside him, which is a cardinal sin in that situation, and pick up the needed yards for a first down.
Keep in mind the rookie Frank Oliver is playing the right cornerback spot. Dwight Harrison is sitting on the bench. Emerson Boozer looking for a little running room and getting it. Boozer, what a magnificent spurt. And now there's a fist fight and a little kicking. A little like Thai boxing with Rich Castler going after Ed Jones. He not only delivered a right chop, but a right foot.
It's a left foot to the right ear.
Second down, 2.
Let's take a look at Emerson Boozer here in the action that was actually affecting the ball game. He makes an excellent cut. They get pretty good push on their offensive front line, and he picks up about 5 on his own.
Boozer, not the first down. A crushing tackle made on him. He was gang tackled, and then Bo Cornell came up to help out. Jan Stenerud has kicked a 38-yard field goal. 11 minutes to go in the first half of that ball game. Houston 7, Kansas City 6. And Mike Strachan has scored on a 3-yard run, and New Orleans is shutting out Atlanta 10-0. Remember, the Falcons are without Bartkowski. That's David Knight, who hasn't seen any action this year, hurt himself early. First down for the New York Jets. 6:09 to go, third quarter. It's 23-10, New York. And Lou Picone comes in. Eddie Bell trots off. This march started on about the 27, and Namath has held onto the football, and that clock is winding down here in the third quarter. Namath throwing, and but he's got it.
Tony
Right
Green
off the hands of Green into the hands of Castor and out of the hands of everybody.
Tony Green thought he had the ball all the way. Namath didn't even see him. He was hitting Casper on a corner pattern. And Green saw it coming, thought he had the ball picked off, almost stuck it right in Castor's lap.
You know, the New York Jets have allowed more points than any other team in the National Football League.
Right, let's take a look. Joe goes back. He's with Castor all the way, and you'll see out of the corner of your right picture, Green is just waiting on the ball. He knows he's got it. Oh, that's a bad feeling. Real good play by Vic Washington to keep the ball from being caught.
Second down 10 from the 48. The Barkham on this side on a wide receiver screen, it looked like, but it didn't fool anybody, and a flag goes down. And this penalty is going to be against the New York Jets. I started to say that they've given up 190 points, Broad, whereas Buffalo's been averaging about 30 points per game.
Yeah,
you expect Buffalo to really rack up some points, and well, they might before this game is over.
Can't do it without the ball, and that's what New York's offense has done so effectively all day today, is keep it away from Buffalo's offense.
The mark off 10 yards here for offensive interference. That's holding he gave. He put his hand around his wrist there. I didn't see that before. Gave the holding sign. So it is second down. Second down and about 20. Look at that. Green Bay 17, Minnesota 14, fourth quarter. Well, I'm sure a lot of people along the Buffalo end of this network and even in the New York end are saying, look at that, 23-10 New York over Buffalo. That was Darrell Austin you saw getting taped. Namath on second down. They haven't gotten to him yet today. Castor is there. He's caught it. First down. Working on Tony Green. Ball at the 33.
Excellent pattern. It's the, you know, when you sit there with second 20, not a whole lot of people are going to try and pick it all up all at one time. Joe sees a situation where he's got Castor one-on-one with Tony Green. Now, Tony is a great corner or free safety or anywhere, but when you put Castor on anybody one-on-one, it makes it awful tough.
Bradshaw has passed for the second time this afternoon to Lynn Swan. It's at least 23-3, Pittsburgh over Cincinnati. And at Riverfront Stadium with the unbeaten Bengals, I'm sure the 54,000 plus there are quite upset. Namath in danger, loops the ball high for Eddie Bell.
Tony Green's
It's
got
going to be Tony Green. That is an interception in the end zone that'll come out to the 20-yard line.
Boy, he's been close all day, and you don't throw it close to him too many times without him coming up with one.
Joe Namath intercepted for the first time today and for the 17th time this year, and that was another close one. But now 4:40 to go, and Buffalo has got what we all know they need, the football, if they're going to get back in the ball game. They trail by 13, but with a lot of time to go. 19 minutes and 40 seconds remain. Ferguson throwing on first down, looking for Chandler. Chandler is deep, but the ball is overthrown. Rich Sowles gave him a chuck at about the 45-yard line. But in fairness to Sowles, the ball had not yet been released, and that was quite legal.
And I think what they call there is that Chandler ran into Sowles because the offensive man is supposed to know where he's going, whereas the defensive man has no way of knowing. And oftentimes when it looks like it's a chuck, it's just a simple case of the receiver running into him. I think that happened there.
Yesterday, the Giants in the same stadium kept San Diego winless, but the Chargers gave them a thrill. New York won that one 35-24. Second down 10. Ferguson throwing on nearly every down for O.J. Simpson, and right there the ball is knocked away. Fine play by Richard Wood, the rookie out of Southern California, number 58. And so suddenly it is third down and 10.
In the 2 ball games that Buffalo has been beaten in, they've never been down quite this far, Jim, and it's the first time where a situation is actually dictating to Buffalo's offense what they have to do. Against New York, and also last week they led throughout most of the ball game.
Out of the first game between these two teams, early September, first meeting of the year, it was 42-14 Buffalo. 3rd down and 10. Flag goes down. Ferguson goes for Gant and overthrows everybody. Taylor is back there, but it looked as though Barzalauskas had jumped to make it 3rd down and 5 instead of 3rd down 10. And that's what it was. It'll be a 3rd down 5 situation for Buffalo and Joe Ferguson. Carl Barzalauskas, Rookie of the Year out of Indiana University last year. Buffalo comes home next week to Rich Stadium in Buffalo, Orchard Park more correctly, to play Baltimore. They'll have another 80,020 sell out for that one. New York goes on down to play the Dolphins in Miami. 3rd down 5. Ferguson to Chandler. 1st down. Cut down immediately by Rich Sowles, but it's a 1st down out near the 39-yard line. Buffalo stays alive.
Ferguson really throws that pass well. He'll drop right back out of there now. That's a real talent. He'll drop back out, read the defense, and check whichever side they're not rotating to, and hit the man right in the seam. He seems to hit Chandler every time he throws that pass.
You know, it's 23-10, but Chandler dropped a short touchdown at the end of the first half. And then, of course, Buffalo had 2 touchdowns, each one in succession on separate plays, consecutive plays, called back because of penalties. So they've been in it more than the score shows. O.J. Simpson, who has not been mentioned too often today, is tackled by Barzalauskas, who will be the last to get up aside from O.J. Second down and 5. Constantly amazes me how many of the average fans will take a look at the record of New York and the record of Buffalo and immediately write the game off in favor of Buffalo and immediately believe that O.J. may get 300 yards today. The National Football League is a little bit tougher than that.
Yeah.
On 2nd down, O.J. gets another call. Delamalure out in front of him. He cuts inside Delamalure and's got the 1st down. O.J. begins to ramble as he gets down to the 43-yard line of the New York Jets, where Ebersol and Sowles knocks him out of bounds.
This is the first time today that when O.J. took a ball, and he's led by Delamalure here, and all he has to do is get Joe to get a piece of somebody. This time they catch the containment. He gets on Sowles. Any kind of piece at all is all he needs. He picks up 12, 13 yards, and they can make it all kind of ways.
Quarterback Burt Jones of Baltimore has passed to Raymond Chester a couple of yards for a score. Baltimore leading winless Cleveland 14-0, 4:33 to go, first half. Braxton bowls for a couple of yards down to the 41-yard line. That'll be 2nd down and 7 to go. Billy Newsome made the stop, and that's what O.J. needs. He needed 89, so he's got 74 in this ball game thus far. He had 34 in the first half. 2:35 to go, 3rd quarter. Second down, 7. As Howell comes up and sits right up in the middle, and he may be coming, but he is not, and Chandler's here by himself. He's got the 1st down and will be run out of bounds by Rich Sowles.
Once you give a safety blitz away, Jim, you really have no defense because your cornerbacks have to back off. They have no help in the middle. That's exactly what happened. Joe picked the right place to throw the ball, and it's a gimme once they pick it up.
Ball is on the 28-yard line. Reuben Gant comes in with the play for Joe Ferguson. That time, Howell was up there almost before Ferguson started to call the signals, and it was easily picked up.
I thought he was faking.
That's why they call it the trenches right there. On 1st down, Ferguson throwing for J.D. Hill. Touchdown!
That's right on the money.
28-yard touchdown pass for Joe Ferguson. That is his 13th touchdown pass of the year, his second of the day.
Take a look at J.D. They'd like to give him some double coverage. He goes inside on Roscoe Word and behind him before Dallas Howell can really get over there and cover. Ferguson hit him right on the break. Nothing more to it than that.
And so now, should Leipold add this extra point, they will be just a touchdown away. A touchdown and an extra point will put Buffalo ahead. And we still have more than a quarter of football left. Chandler to hold. Leipold adds the extra point. And with 2:07 to go here in the third quarter at Shea Stadium, well, as you said, Bro, the game is in the hat. It's 23-17. Next Sunday, NFL doubleheader. Baltimore will be up at Buffalo. Buffalo having a tough time today, but still in this ball game. And Baltimore fast improving. They're beating Cleveland. Cleveland will be at Detroit. Cleveland is winless. Detroit's lost a couple of quarterbacks. Houston and Pittsburgh. Oh, boy. Houston is winning today. So is Pittsburgh in that AFC Central. And, of course, Cincinnati, should they lose today, and it looks like they are, will be licking their wounds against Denver. New England goes on to San Diego, and surprise, New York could cause Miami some trouble in a 4 o'clock game. Check your newspapers for time and station of the games in your area. And remember, Grandstand with Jack Buck will be all around it, before, during, and after, right here on NBC. As we begin the second half of the season next week. J.D. Hill is quite content with that. That's his third touchdown catch of the year. Leipold will kick off. Davis is deep. The cone lets it go by him, and he'll run it out. He's got speed. Bounces off a couple of people. Frank Oliver drags him down at about the 11.
Also got a lot of people chasing him, Jim. When you start fumbling that ball around in the end zone, it really makes it tough.
Now Joe Namath and company on a little bit of a hole as they mark the ball at the 12. 1:54 to go, third quarter. Ferguson has engineered an 80-yard drive in 7 plays. The last play, a 28-yard pitch to J.D. Hill. Markham left, Bell to the right. Riggins with the football, and for one of the few times today coming off his own left side, he did not pick up too much ground, a couple of yards only. It's 2nd down and 8. Pat Toomey made the tackle along with Bo Cornell. The ball is marked at the 14. Namath is 8 for 20 today for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And Riggins has rambled for 93 yards on 16 carries. Emerson Boozer out near the 20-yard line and gets to the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 to go. Tackle made by Cornell, Jones, and Washington. Brister now comes in to join Castor. Bell goes out. Well, Minnesota has climbed back on top in its effort to remain unbeaten. They were highly favored in that game. Lou Saban and lieutenants hoping that on this 3rd down play they can stop the Jets and their team will get the football back.
If Joe sees what he likes, you can bet he's going for the whole ball away.
Riggins has the 1st down. Riggins wrestled out of bounds by Oliver and Washington. 1st down, they'll spot the ball at the 30-yard line. A half a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Oh, how the weather has changed also. It was warm and sunny at game time, and now as we're about to begin the 4th quarter, it's overcast and cooling down. Carl Garrett comes in for the first time today. Emerson Boozer is out. Garrett was second only to Riggins in carries before today. Scored 3 touchdowns, but in for the first time. I'll give you a story you may already know about Garrett in a moment. Riggins. Cornell chases him, sets it up for Oliver to make the stop. The story is that Carl Garrett and O.J. Simpson came into the league in the same year. And Garrett out of New Mexico Highlands said, O.J. Simpson, I'm going to be the rookie of the year. And in case you've forgotten, Carl Garrett was.
William Zioli. Please report.
Parkington has thrown 19 yards to Gilliam. Minnesota out in front, 21-17. And Jeff Kinney has scored on a 1-yard run, and Kansas City, looking for its 4th in a row, has moved in front of Houston, 13-7. Stick around. 2nd down 10. Namath fires the ball and has his man. That will be a 1st down. And that is Jerome Barkham getting up. First down at the 42-yard line. And that may be the last play of this, the 3rd quarter. That's Jim Braxton along the way as time has run out in the 3rd quarter. He could answer a better one than this. 23-17, New York.